All right. Ignore my disheveled look, my non-sheveled look. I'm also out of coffee. All this is staying in the video, just so you know. No editing. Off the top of my head, Armand's opinion. Before we get into the topic of this week, I want to thank everybody for hitting the subscribe button. I want to thank everybody for watching at least 30 seconds of every single ad that you see. I appreciate it. It helps me get paid. It helps me to continue to live this life of luxury that I lead. Life of luxury. Anyway, what are we talking about today? We're talking about how I built a readership. Okay. And we're going to do the good and the bad of this. So let's start out with Twitter. Back in the day, 15 years ago or so, I was killing it on Twitter. Okay. I was posting my books. I was posting comments about other people's books. I was engaging with readers, other writers. We were having dialogue and a conversation. It was great. I think I got that up to, let me look real quick here. That's the art of not editing. Wow. I think I was at 350,000 followers. And as of right now, as I'm recording this, I'm at 116,400 followers. So like a third of what was there. So, I mean, and all of those are probably more than likely, most of them are going to be people who are on X, it's Twitter, for political rants. And I get so much of that in my feed. I don't even go on Twitter anymore. Let's be honest. I use a thing called Buffer, and I don't even use Twitter on that anymore. So if you see posts from me on Blue Sky, on Threads, on my Facebook author page, those are basically scheduled each day, different ones to go out. And I literally, this video will, when it's done, I will share it to Facebook. I will share it to LinkedIn, and then I will share it to Twitter. And that will literally be the only time I'm really on Twitter. A couple times a week, like that. And I just go through, check, and I go, oh, all these AI fake accounts followed me. I'm not going to follow any of them back. And I got, 116,000 following me. I'm only following 109,000. That extra 7,000 people are definitely AI fake, and then, just the messages are just, there's like hundreds of them in there. And it's all, I saw your book. It's the same ones you get in emails all the time. So I don't engage in Twitter anymore, which is a shame because back when Twitter was good, it was really good. I sold a lot of books on Twitter. A ton of books. I made a career out of this, literally just on Twitter. So I don't know how many people I have. I'm not gonna look. I have a lot of people on my Facebook author page. I get some engagement there. Every now and then it jumps. I'll post so these will all be posted up there. And I'll get some engagement back and forth through that. I get some engagement through Instagram. LinkedIn, really, I used to. There was a brief period of maybe like a year where I was posting stuff on LinkedIn and I was getting a ton of readers that were on there that were excited. They had never heard of me. They had never read any of my books. And it became one of those things where a handful, the vocal minor, excuse me, I'm leaving that in. The vocal minority praised a couple of my books, Dirty Deeds and First Ghost Thriller series. Those were two big ones. and I got a lot of sales directly from that. I could see the correlation. Big word. And so for me, I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Okay. Let's build this up. Let's start following a ton of other authors, and let's see who's a reader, and let's join some of these writing groups and reading groups and on and on. And then LinkedIn is somewhere. And again, that's not the purpose of LinkedIn. The purpose of LinkedIn is, I guess, to get a job or to show people you're in a job. But we use it too. Then it became AI. Every single person I thought was a real person that I automatically I get a spam message about how they could help me with my book sales, and they can help me with this and that. So that is also LinkedIn is also something that I don't use all the time anymore. I was late to the game on TikTok. I don't have a ton of followers there. I do post I start my day with my coffee of the day video. I started on TikTok, and then I post it to TikTok. And then I also automatically post it to Facebook, which then also automatically drops it to Threads. And then I put it here on YouTube a couple minutes later. And then this is where the bulk of the viewership comes from. Okay. 400 or 500 people a day will watch that coffee of the day video, which is fine with me. I enjoy it. And there's so many people like, oh, you shouldn't do shorts with long video, with these 20-minute videos, and then with hour and a half, 2 hour writing live videos. I don't care. Just you know what? Don't worry about it. Just watch 30 seconds or more of the ads. That's all I'm asking you to do. I'm also asking you to comment and on and on. But so for me, the luck is 15 years of doing this full time, and 15 years or more, 25 years maybe, of realizing that you need a social media following. Now, 25 years ago, that was huge. Okay. 25 years ago, all you ever heard was no publisher is going to even look at you unless they see you have 50,000 followers on MySpace. You know what I'm saying? You all remember MySpace. I had a lot of followers on MySpace. My MySpace was, I would play on that thing for hours every day. I would, let's put this Manowar song on there. And then 12 hours later, Manowar would say, yeah, you're not allowed to post our song on your MySpace page. Let's do all kinds of fancy graphics and all kinds of HTML stuff. And I'm following tons and tons of people and tons of bands and on and on and on. And that was great. We were so naive then about what the internet, what social media was going to become. We thought, this is awesome. Hey, somebody post up a movie and we're all talking about how great the movie is, or a new band or whatever. It was all good. It was all mostly positive. There were a handful of trolls on there, but it wasn't like it is now. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm in a local food review group. And every single time somebody posts, I went to this place and got a cheesesteak and it's really good. 47 people. No, that's not really. You got to go to Philly. You got to go to Philadelphia for a good cheesesteak. They're not going to go to Philadelphia for a cheesesteak. They live in Jacksonville. This is a good cheese. I've eaten that. It's a good cheesesteak. Anyway, everybody's got to argue and fight and everything else. And it separates everything. So there are a couple of trains of thought here also I want to bring up. Okay. This is the hot button issue part of this video. And you can agree or you can disagree with me. Armand's opinion. I don't care what your opinion is on this one. So if you're going to make a comment on it, I'm going to delete it. Don't. If you post about hot button issues, you post about politics or religion or, what's going on in the dumpster fire of the world right now, you're going to lose a percentage of your readership. Okay. Nobody comes to you as a writer. Nobody is coming to you to find out what your feeling is on the political climate of the day. They're here because they want to read books, because they want to get away from the political climate of the day. They don't care about Bono or any other, I mean, I love Springsteen, but just sing some songs. You know what I'm saying? And there are certain bands like you go, well, Rage Against the Machine, but I don't care. I don't listen to them. And if I do listen to them, I don't listen to them and go, well, what is their political feelings of the day? I don't care. I don't ever go and look up and see what any of these people are doing or whatever. I don't care. So for me, as a political celebrity, as a public figure, these are quotation marks, I'm very careful of what I post, and I don't want anybody to know my politics or my religion or anything. That's personal. That's on me. And I've blocked or snoozed on Facebook a ton of people because they just post all the time. And then even if I agree with what you're posting, stop. I don't care. Nobody cares. Just I like it when it was back in the day when you knew like what your parents, who your parents were voting for. Nobody talked about any of this stuff. I have no idea political affiliation for hardly anybody that I grew up with, and I'm fine with that. But back then, now I know. Now everybody's posting. Everybody's got their hot take. No thanks. So, and then there's going to be people. There's certain people I think off the top of my head, and you probably think of the same people that are going to go, well, that's not that you can't do that. You need to blah blah blah. No, I don't. I personally I don't. I don't want to piss anybody off. I don't want anybody to not spend money on me. Okay. But I also don't think I'm going to change anybody's opinion on who you voted for and what religion you are or not, whatever. That's a private matter, and that's the way I feel about it. Everybody should have their own choice. Now there's things that I'm going to the voting booth and I'm going to vote on, but you're never going to change anybody else's opinion. You're not. Okay? You're not. So stop it. So I don't do that. So you can build the relationship, but can you hold the relationship? A little Seinfeldish thing there. So that's the key. The key is to hold on to people. My newsletter, for instance, every month around the 15th of usually the 15th of every month. I've skipped some months because I just had nothing to announce, nothing going on. Or I wrote it on my planner and I totally forgot on that day. I was busy. But for me, it was numbers. It was always used to be numbers. Like I would be upset, So on the 15th of this month, I post up a newsletter. It's not long. Basically, hey, here's a new book. There's the third book that me and Tom Duffy put out in this PI series, this trilogy. And no. And so, hey, this is what I'm working on, and a couple things like that. And then the next month I'll go in and there'll be like 27 unsubscribes. And some will be like, they've been around for like 8 years or something ridiculous like that. I'm like, what did I say that got you mad? But I don't dwell on it anymore because I'm like, you know what? Those people don't want to read my books or read anything I put anyway. So I'm glad you're gone. It saves me money from getting to that next tier and that next tier and that next tier of that. And it used to be that it's all numbers. It's like, I want to look for an agent this year, and I want the agent to see, wow, he's got 50,000 newsletter subscribers. But I don't want to spend the money on 50,000 that newsletter subscribers that are not buying my books, because the numbers don't say I put out a new newsletter and a book comes out and 50,000 people are buying that book. Not happening. I'll be honest with you, most months that newsletter is not pushing the needle at all. My website, ArmandRosamilia.com. I'm sure at some point you're going to watch this video months from now and you're like, that's not even a thing anymore. Yeah, because I don't need it, because it's not selling books. That's why we do. This is a business, and I'm trying to write books that you will want to buy and you will love and you will want to read and buy more of my books. That's the goal. Okay, this is not a hobby for me. This is literally my career. This is literally how I make money and contribute to the household. So, there's a million different things. We got into a little conversation the other day on YouTube Live. Somebody brought up an author that their thing is you got to be on every single platform. You have to basically, even if you're not going to use the platform, you have to have your little piece of it. I agree with that. The other person did not agree with that. So anytime anything comes out, Mastodon, whatever, any of these things, I always grab my name on there. I also have family members with the first and last name. So before they can jump on it, they're not as famous as me. Let's be honest. I'm going to jump on there and I'm going to grab those. But I'm not going to post on all of those. I'm not going to waste any time on that. You should have one or two that you are 100% that you're in, that these are the places people can find you. Okay. Substack for me now is pretty big. Okay. So look me up. And eventually my newsletter will be, I will stop paying for it, and it will be just a little schmutz on the monitor there. It will just be, I'll just post stuff on Substack. And that'll be it until Substack goes away. And then I'll find the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, the next MySpace. So it's finding that readership, and it's time. That's the secret for me. It's the old finding your first 1,000 readers, which I will do another video on somewhere down the line, which will be similar to this video, but then it'll be another video you can watch some more ads. So it's a win-win for all of us. It's longevity, whatever way that you pronounce that word. That's always one of those that's tough for me. It's like watching a baseball player or a football player or basketball or hockey or I don't know, ping pong. And you're like, wow, they've broken all these records. They're not really that good, but they've been in it for like 20 years. When the average lifespan of these players is like 3 years in the sport, and they're doing it for like 15, 20 years. Okay. So they've built that up over time. That's me. 38 years of being, since I was first published, 15 years full-time author. You build up a following. You lose a lot of people, but you gain a lot of people. The goal is to gain more people. Right now, as I'm recording this, I have 89,000 subscribers on YouTube. Does that mean that when I post a book up on here, talk about a book, 89,000 people buy that book? No, but man, would that be awesome. One time, can you do that for me? One time, can I say, Dirty Deeds? And then everybody, 89,000 people, buy that first book and then hopefully read the next 11 books. Can we do this? So, there it is. I built it up over time. I built it up by, at first, just following everybody I could. And then I realized, well, that's dumb, because I got a ton of people that are not going to read my books. A ton of people that are not going to bring me readers. If you're a internet model and I'm following you, you're not going to read my stuff. You don't care about me. You're here to make money too, but you're doing it in a different way than I am. And your people that are following you do not care about my stupid books. They just want to see you naked and go on your OnlyFans or whatever. So I started to realize at some point that, you know what, I need to I need 1 billion people I'm following and they follow me, but it needs to be better than it is. It needs to be writers and readers and people who are into the same things that I'm into. And so I started that. And now I realize I don't need 500,000 people across all of social media to be following me. I need I need that first 1,000 readers. I need people who are actually legitimately buying my books. That when I put a new book out, I know I can sell X number of copies of this book based on those people, and try to find more people that will do that. More people that will come in and they will see my stuff, and they will 200 and something books in my backlist, and they will buy all of it. That's what we're looking for. That's the goal. So I definitely want to hear your opinion, if you are a writer, about how you build up your readership and how important your readership is. That stays in. If you're a reader, I want your opinion on finding authors that you really like and what really attracts you to them, that you come back for more and more and more and more. So there you go. All these writing videos every Wednesday, every Sunday, and occasional Friday when I'm not feeling lazy. I probably could have done well last week, but I didn't. And I appreciate everybody hitting the subscribe. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate you watching 30 seconds or more of each ad as this goes through. It's not going to kill you, and it's going to make me money, and I appreciate money. I appreciate you too, I guess. And if you have an idea for a writing video like this, feel free to comment. Feel free to send me a message. Armand Rosamilia at gmail.com. You see my name there. Just put it together and then send me an email and say, hey, I got an idea for a writing video, or better yet, I got an idea for 7 or 8 writing videos. Perfect. Let's do this. Whew. All right, I need a nap.